For many South Africans, pets are extended members of the family, filling our homes with joy and companionship. But buyer, beware. Many websites offering pedigreed pets for sale may look upmarket and legit, but the reality is they are nothing more than window dressing set up by sophisticated scammers looking to con you out of your hard-earned cash.
So we looked
𝗀𝗁cie𝗿𝗆𝗆 from the East Rand says she searched the web a few months ago for a puppy as a gift for her brother.
So I found this website, Puppy for South Africa specifically, where I was looking at different types of puppies and sending photos to my brother and asking him which one he would like. And then he said, okay, no, he wants the corgi.
Impressed by the professional presentation, 𝗀𝗁cie𝗿𝗆𝗆 contacted Puppies for South Africa. Do you have a vet? Where are you located? I mean, this makes you think they really care, right?
Exactly.
In actual fact, the questions are just step one of the scam. The fraudsters want to know where you live because in their next response to you, they'll say they are somewhere on the other side of the country.
They said they're from 𝗀𝗏𝗏. They want this, they want a nice and safe home. You must ensure that you're not a breeder.
The scammers don't want you to come and see the pet, and they're going to charge you an extra fee for a courier.
The puppy was 2,500, but then plus 500 to get it delivered to me.
This Johannesburg resident, who has asked us not to use her real name, came across a scam site while looking for 2 Pomeranians she wanted to buy for her children.
Then I said, okay, can we come see the puppies? And then came the, oh no, we're not in Johannesburg. We are in an outlying town.
In both cases, the scammers wanted a deposit up front to secure the sale of the pet.
They asked for the full amount up front, and then they said they would ship it to my home address.
𝗀𝗁cie𝗿𝗆𝗆 paid her deposit and then was lured into step 2 of the scam. The victim is required to pay a whole slew of extra costs.
Then they started, but another 3,000 for the cage, because it's a special cage that it needs to come into. Another 3,000 for some pet insurance.
Jill realized she was being scammed and never paid a cent, but 𝗀𝗁cie𝗿𝗆𝗆 lost thousands and her promised puppy never arrived.
And only after 6 o'clock on the Friday evening, when they said the dog would have had arrived, I realized that this was a big scam.
The enticing photos used for pet scams are often stolen from elsewhere on the web, as was the case with this image from the Puppies for South Africa website. We found this cute Labrador on this fake site called Tom. Did a reverse image search and turns out Tom is the puppy of the junior champion of Bulgaria. We posed as a potential buyer and received an almost exact replica of the response 𝗀𝗁cie𝗿𝗆𝗆𝗆 got from Puppies for South Africa, supposedly from a woman named Gail. They all have a great personality, all kid-friendly, verbatim. It is exactly the same response. So they obviously copy and paste and send it to everyone.
063.
But once we revealed we were journalists, Gail refused to answer our calls. Oh, we don't need to leave a message.
Will send an SMS to this number, notifying them of your call.
It's a global problem. Stephen Baker is the US-based Better Business Bureau's international investigations specialist.
I did a deep dive into puppy frauds. We have in the US and Canada, there are tens of thousands of complaints about puppy frauds. At one point, we believe 80% of the sponsored links that appear at the top on search engines for puppies were really going to fraudsters.
At some point, the victim realizes that they've been scammed and will stop giving over any more money. And you would think that's where their troubles end. But you'd be wrong. Luzana Erasmus from the Western Cape found her dream pet, a ragdoll kitten, on a pet scam website called Ronald's Kittens.
And then I got an email from a woman called Helga, sending me photos of ragdoll kittens, and yes, I decided to take one of these kittens.
Erasmus was conned into step 3 of the scam, identity theft. The scammers, pretending to be a woman named Helga Janssen van Rensburg, sent Erasmus a copy of the real Helga's ID as security for the deposit she had to pay. They also asked her for a copy of her ID, supposedly to register her pet. So you ended up giving a copy of your ID
I did, yes.
And just like that, 𝗀𝗏𝗔 had unwittingly become the victim of identity theft, just like the real Helga had been earlier this year when she was conned in a puppy scam.
Then I received a call from a captain at the stellenbosch Police Department. And they phoned me and said to me, "Are you aware of a fraud case that's been opened up against you?" And I was like, "For what?" And they said, "Well, you sold them a dog or a puppy, and you took their money, and so they've opened up a case against you."
The scammers were fraudulently using Helga's name and ID to rip off more and more victims. She even came onto our radar as several Carte Blanche viewers, wrongfully believing her to be the scammer, submitted their stories to us. She says the nightmare reached fever pitch when she was named and shamed on Facebook.
Really devastated me. First of all, my photo on my Facebook was of my son, so my son was exposed. That completely devastated me.
𝗀𝗏𝗔 was able to have her bank reverse the deposit she'd paid, but having heard the truth about Helga, she now worries that she might be next.
I got my email, I even sent them the Google Map location directly to my house.
Pet scams are essentially an evolution of the well-known 419 or advance fee fraud scams. This man, whom we'll call Hector, is a member of an international organization called Artists Against 419 that works with law enforcement agencies worldwide to bring the fraudsters to book. So he's asked us to hide his identity. Please explain to me, what is advanced fee fraud?
Advanced fee fraud is basically where you will be paying money upfront for a service or a product or even a promise, and then getting defrauded.
Both Artists Against 419 and the Better Business Bureau say that while the origins of the 419 scam can be traced to Nigeria, pet scams evolved in Cameroon.
This seems to be a Cameroonian specialty. We know that for a couple ways. First of all, there have been some arrests in the United States of people running puppy scams, and they're all Cameroonian students who've come here on student visas and just stayed.
Tracking down the fraudsters behind each individual site is nearly impossible. But with Artists Against 419's help, we were able to identify a company called 𝗀𝗁𝗁𝗁 Technologies, which, among other services, provides internet hosting. We identified no less than 28 alleged scam sites hosted by 𝗀𝗁𝗁𝗁's name servers, amongst them 3 pet scams. According to the CIPC's database, their registered address was at this internet cafe in Johannesburg CBD. We found the location of an internet cafe downtown Joburg that's hosting some of these scammer sites. We really don't know what to expect, so we've taken a little extra security as we head out there. The address led us to the inner city and the first floor office of this dodgy-looking building. Inside, we found a man who told us his name was Martin. We're looking for the owners of 𝗀𝗁𝗁𝗁, or the managers.
It's not 𝗀𝗁𝗁𝗁.
Oh, it's not 𝗀𝗁𝗁𝗁.
Yeah.
What is it called?
There is no name.
Oh, it doesn't have a name.
Yeah.
Martin said his unnamed shop was no longer an internet cafe and only offered photocopying facilities. And he claimed not to know 𝗀𝗁𝗁𝗁 director Anthony Abidakun.
I don't know that name. Me, I'm from Cameroon, and that name seems like a Nigerian name.
Well, elusive once again. They claim that the internet cafe has moved and they don't even know the previous owners. We don't know. But our producers did manage to get a hold of Anthony Abidakun. He said they had moved from downtown Johannesburg and that he was unavailable for an on-camera interview prior to our broadcast date.
I have information here that about 28 websites that are hosted by 𝗀𝗁𝗁𝗁 on your name servers.
Whenever we receive any report, we shut down the website. That's what we do. I will contact the owner. There's a report of our website. Can you please explain yourself?
And if I was to send you my list of information, the sites that I know are being hosted by you, but that I believe are fraudulent, would you be willing to take them down?
Definitely.
In the deceptive world of pet scams, our experts say there is one bulletproof way of protecting yourself from becoming a victim. If you can't see it, touch it, or bring it home for yourself, Don't pay for it.
We are here for you.